Non, OK, parfait. Bonjour tout le monde, ça fait plaisir de vous voir. Hi everyone. I'm in Oslo right now, coming out of a day of meetings. I had the chance to meet with the Finance Minister, Jens Stoltenberg, the Minister of Industry, my counterpart, Minister also Foreign Affairs, and many different businesses here in Norway, coming out also of Germany, where I went and attended Hannover Messe, which is a major industrial fair, the largest in the world for advanced manufacturing. And in that context, we also announced two major investments, 14 projects, around 23 million for different companies through the engine supercluster, and also we announced an investment by Siemens in Canada in battery manufacturing for them to develop their global research center on battery manufacturing and AI in Ontario, an investment of $23 million by the federal government to support an investment of $70 million by Siemens, and linked to a bigger project of $150 million by Siemens. So all that is good news. It will create 90 jobs, maintain 3,000 jobs also in Ontario, and create 625 co-op positions. Fundamentally, this is happening at a time where we are working on putting into place the vision of Prime Minister Carney and his speech in Davos, where what we did was really working on building middle powers together, bringing them together to build an important alliance that is, yes, on security, but also fundamentally on economic ties and aligning our industrial policies. And so this has been of the core of what I'm doing, putting words into action, and it will be a pleasure for me to answer your questions. Maintenant, je vais juste répondre, je vais juste faire quelques remarques en français. Je suis présentement à Oslo, en Norvège, où j'ai eu l'occasion de rencontrer plusieurs des leaders politiques clés au gouvernement norvégien, notamment le ministre des Finances, et mon homologue, la ministre de l'Industrie. J'ai également rencontré plusieurs différentes compagnies dont le désir est de s'établir au Canada, de faire des investissements au Canada. Je reviens aussi de l'Allemagne, où j'ai participé à la foire industrielle de Hanovre, qui est la plus grande foire industrielle au monde dans tout ce qui est le secteur manufacturier de pointe. Et j'ai, dans ce contexte-là, fait deux annonces. Une annonce de 14 projets soutenus à la hauteur de 23 millions de dollars. Tout ça a été soutenu par notre grappe industrielle de Engine. Et en même temps, j'ai fait une autre annonce où Siemens investit en Ontario, un investissement en fait de 70 millions de dollars d'un plus grand projet de 150 millions de dollars. Et nous, le gouvernement fédéral, nous mettons aussi environ 23 millions de dollars. Tout ça va maintenir 3 000 emplois, va faire en sorte de créer 90 nouveaux emplois et soutenir 625 emplois de coop. Ces investissements-là de Siemens sont importants parce que c'est essentiellement la création d'un centre de recherche sur tout ce qui est lié à la production de batteries et à l'intelligence artificielle. Donc, tout ça est en lien avec notre stratégie automobile et fait suite aux investissements également de Volkswagen au Canada dans la production de batteries et également de la part de LG dans la production de batteries également. Donc, ça me fait plaisir de répondre à vos questions, mais ce que je rajouterai également en français, c'est que mon but présentement, c'est de faire en sorte de mettre en place les actions suite au discours du premier ministre Carney à Davos. Depuis le début, ce qu'on a fait, ça a été de vraiment pouvoir, oui, travailler entre les puissances moyennes sur des ententes d'État à État. Mais là, ce qu'on fait présentement, c'est qu'on aligne nos stratégies industrielles et on fait en sorte que nos compagnies travaillent ensemble et créent de l'emploi ensemble pour être capable justement de créer des options pour les différentes compagnies qui se retrouvent affectées par les tarifs. Alors, c'est un nouveau type de coopération industrielle, nouveau type de coopération d'affaires, mais je pense qu'il va pouvoir amener énormément de profitabilité et amener énormément de prospérité pour les gens au Canada et également en Europe. Alors, ça me fait plaisir de répondre aux questions.
Okay, we'll go for a question. Please note that we have approximately 15 minutes of question. Nous allons passer aux questions. Veuillez noter que nous avons approximativement 15 minutes. Le plancher, floor is for Kyle right now.
Oui, après toi, Kyle. After you. Kyle, I can't hear you. On mute. Kyle, you're still on mute.
On mute. Here we go. Are we okay? All right.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. I saw that the government had extended the bidding process on the submarines, looking for the companies to sweeten their bids. I'm just curious how much of your Norway Germany trip had to do with the Navy submarine bids and what you're looking for there by extending that like kind of runway for them to change their deal. Is there something specific that you're after in terms of what more Canada wants?
So there were no information given on the bid at all. On all questions linked to the submarine bid, including by very competent journalists, even on this side of the Atlantic right now, my answer was always the same, which is I won't comment because we're in a very crucial part of the process right now. And since my job will be the assessment of the industrial benefits at this point, I will have no comment to give regarding the submarine bid. Our goal is to make sure that we respect the process and at the same time that we get the best deal for Canadian Armed Forces while creating good jobs back in Canada.
Okay. And as a follow-up, I wanted to ask about something else. Your former colleague, Justin Trudeau, gave a talk in Singapore today where he said that Canada had signed 5- and 10-year deals to sell aluminum to Europe, and that he has in the past warned Donald Trump that his aggressive U.S. trade actions are sending Canada into the arms of China, and that this was a warning that he gave to Trump. So I'm just wondering if you can elaborate a little bit on the aluminum deal, what's happening with aluminum, and I'm just curious what you think of his making these comments right now.
So I will have the chance to get more information about the latest comments on the former Prime Minister. What I can tell you, though, is on the ground, what is happening in the aluminum sector is that there is clearly much more aluminum products that are being shipped to Europe in a way to diversify at a moment where the aluminum sector is victim of the illegal and unjustified tariffs by the Trump administration. And at the same time, we will continue to support and fight against these tariffs and support our aluminum workers, may they be in Quebec or may they be in BC. And we will continue to be able to find new options for our aluminum producers, but also to build way more sovereign capabilities in terms of aluminum transformation in Canada in order to support also our small and medium-sized businesses that are the ones mostly affected by the illegal and unjustified American tariffs.
We'll go with Joanna.
Yeah. Yes, Joanna, after you.
Hi, Minister. Joanna Smith with The Logic. I hope you included me in the group of competent journalists you were referring to. still from Hanover here. First, I wanted to ask you about, we have a story out today in The Logic about a prominent Dutch construction family is looking to invest $1 billion in Canada, linked to a member of the royal family there. I'm curious about those talks and what sort of industrial benefits have been raised or commitments they've making in exchange perhaps for any federal funds.
Of course, I won't go into the details of confidential commercial negotiations whatsoever. But let me be clear, for any investors that want to invest in Canada, we are building the right conditions for them to be able to create jobs. And we are inviting the world on September 14th and 15th to the Global Investors Summit that Prime Minister Carney will be hosting. And I look forward to seeing the best investors and the most how can I say, ready investments to land at that time.
Okay, thank you. And then just to follow up on Hanover Messe, I spent some time today in the humanoid robotics booth, hall. And there's a lot of Canadian companies here with really cool physical AI ideas. And then you go over and you see how many similar ideas by other companies in Europe and in China are all over the place and at a much bigger scale already, or at a further stage in their growth. How can Canadians compete on the world stage in a way that you really want them to?
Well, listen, the sound is not super great, Joanna, so I can't hear you. I didn't hear exactly what type of companies you were referring to. Can you repeat?
Yeah, humanoid robotics, physical AI in particular. Yeah.
Okay. So when it comes to AI, obviously, Minister Solomon is working extremely hard right now on the sector. But my job is to make sure that the manufacturing sectors and the different sectors of our economy are also adopting AI. You and I saw how much Canadian companies are at the forefront of the innovation and the productivity gains that are happening in the manufacturing sector in Canada, but we know we could do more and we could learn more from AI adoption and just advanced manufacturing adoptions in our different industries in Canada. So participating in Hanover Messe was eye-opening for us because we think that we need to have our own companies better known to the Europeans and vice versa. We have different fairs that are important, including All In, which we're very proud of having developed and will continue to support. But at the same time, we need to show up even more. And I think that last year at Hanover Messe, we were able to announce $330 million of investments. Our goal this year is to be $500 million, and next year is to be even more. So I think not only is it the intent of being able to do trade diversification, but it is more than that. It is also to be able to show up and have our companies attracting the attention of investors at key fairs such as Hanover Messe.
Okay, I don't see anybody else with their hand raised. So if somebody wants to ask a question, please use the raise hand function. Je ne vois pas d'autres mains levées pour poser des questions. Si vous désirez poser une question, s'il vous plaît, utilisez la main levée.
Bon, ben, génial. Merci beaucoup.
Merci beaucoup.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. This concludes the press conference. Ceci met fin à la conférence de presse. Merci. Thank you.
Merci. Bye-bye.